Good Thursday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, your source for weather information for the northern mid-Atlantic 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the video forecast discussion for Thursday, the 6th of March 2014. And it's a cold morning this morning across the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area, where temperatures are basically in the single digits to the low and mid-20s across the entire region. The warmest temperatures being in central and southern New Jersey and parts of the Delmarva. And still this morning under clear skies. It's cold. It's 5 degrees up at High Point State Park, 3 degrees this morning in Walpack, which seems to be the coldest spot always in northwestern New Jersey, and that's in Sussex County. And at Sussex County Airport, it's 10 this morning, all under clear skies and light winds. While the winds are generally light on the interior, they're out of the northeast and north just about everywhere, but they're a little stronger at 10 to 15 miles per hour out on central and eastern Long Island this morning, where the temperatures once again are climbing from the single digits and teens across northwestern New Jersey into the low and mid-20s in central and southern New Jersey into the Delmarva region this morning. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows the high pressure ridge over southern New England with a north to northeast wind now across the region. Weak trough developing in the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley area as low pressure gets organized over the Gulf states this morning and heads to the south and east off the mid-Atlantic coast states over the next 24 to 48 hours. Visible satellite view this morning at sunrise shows a few upper, mid, and high-level clouds of the cirrus variety out to our west, but generally clear skies across the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area. Same kind of thing on water vapor, an increase of moisture here across the southern plains and offshore the southern mid-Atlantic coast states as low pressure develops in this region in the Gulf here, and also some high jet stream clouds at 25,000 feet over the Ohio and Pennsylvania River Valley area. And watches, warnings, and advisories. We have small craft advisories in effect along the New Jersey coastlines until Saturday morning at 6 a.m. for northeast winds at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 30, seas 3 to 6 feet. There's some freezing light spray, most likely to occur around daybreak as colder subfreezing air arise on gusty northeast winds. And for the New York coastal waters and the south shore of Long Island, we have small craft advisories in effect until 6 o'clock this evening for northeast winds at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 25, seas again 3 to 6 feet, the timing right through 6 p.m. today. And for the aviational weather deck this morning, basically VFR conditions across the terminals. Right now in Newark, it is chilly, 16 degrees, scattered clouds at 25,000. Wind chill not being reported here. The wind is very light out of the north. Actually, it's not too light out of the northeast. Actually, it's 17 knots, and it's chilly this morning. A few scattered clouds at 25,000, broken to scattered clouds at 20 to 25,000 throughout the remainder of today. The winds will out of the northeast at about 10 knots or so. And basically expecting the northeast wind and some broken ceilings at 3,000 to 3,500 feet early tomorrow morning as the storm system gets deflected to our south and east. Visibility is better than 10 miles and still basically VFR conditions. Philadelphia this morning is 21 with a northeast wind at 14. It makes the wind chill feel like 8 at the airport this morning. And it's overcast at about 25,000 feet. There will be a few clouds, broken clouds around this morning and early this afternoon, and then some broken ceilings again later this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow morning, becoming overcast at 25,000, and then earlier tomorrow morning, right through just before daybreak, overcast conditions at about 5,000 feet with some fog and light northeast winds at less than 10 knots, but basically still VFR conditions. Sunset this evening is now at 6 p.m. And the NAMWRF composite reflectivity coming out of Penn State's eWall site shows the day starting out with lots of sunshine, some high scattered clouds across the region during this afternoon, light north to northeast winds. Some of that air beginning to advect in from off the ocean with more scattered to broken ceilings late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Could be a little bit of fog too across the southern terminals late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Most of that will not really do too much damage by obscuring the sky. Most of the moisture return on the light northeast to easterly wind coming in from off the ocean tomorrow morning means a few more clouds across the region. And we have a frontal system, a weak wave of low pressure approaching towards the Great Lakes. Basically, high pressure is in control with a variable cloud cover tomorrow Temperatures today getting into the 20s, probably still just either side of freezing. Tonight, temperatures don't drop down as low with a smattering of clouds across the interior and other sections along the coast as well. Temperatures tomorrow getting above freezing, and by Saturday we can actually find temperatures nearing the normal mark, which is about 48, 49 degrees for this time of the year. Meanwhile, we have a storm system to our south that will get deflected, but there's certain areas here, as we mentioned yesterday in the NAM and GFS and Euro, is now showing this a little bit of moisture, maybe some ice pellets, and then basically just rain getting into the forecast region around southern New Jersey, Atlantic and Cape May counties, and the Delmarva region, Sussex County, and Delaware too. Early on Saturday before that gets deflected out to sea. And then a cold front moves through the region during Saturday night. And we get lots of sunshine on Saturday, a return flow out of the southwest. And temperatures getting up to near 50 in central and southern New Jersey and mid and upper 40s elsewhere with plenty of sunshine. We've noticed that the models at this time of the year, sometimes they overdo the cold air as the sun is out and it's doing more of its warming rather than keeping us on the chillier side. Still an active pattern going in to the next week as well, and below normal temperatures generally on average, as we talked about yesterday. This is the upper level wind flow and vorticity right through the forecast period. Here's our upper low developing in the Gulf and southeastern states lifting out into offshore the Carolinas. This would be for Friday afternoon and Friday night, spreading a little bit of moisture up towards the Delmarva region, then out it goes. And notice how everything continues to be progressive here with the split flow pattern continuing, lobes of the polar vortex spinning around, disturbances and dropping them south east across the region. Here is another disturbance here by early next week in the very fast moving northern stream, and now things are beginning to tighten up a little bit by the mid to the late part of next week as the trough axis here spins a spoke of energy and sharpens the trough in the northern stream through the Great Lakes region, and eventually energy coming in from the southern stream here, a little bit of a merger here. The model's trying to figure out what to do, whether there's going to be phasing between the two, and then obviously precipitation breaks out late next week, some of it starting out in the form of snow and then going over to rain. The pattern is very progressive. Right here is another kicker on its heels, showing up for late next week. A very active pattern still going forward with the basic trough in the means across the east. Not too much warming and still quite below normal temperatures as well. On the surface, high pressure in control today, tonight, and tomorrow. Here's our storm across the Gulf Coast states, moving off the Carolina coast during the day on Friday. Maybe a little bit of ice pellets to start in the southern Delmarva region or the northern Delmarva region and interior mountains of the Virginias here, and also portions of the interior mountains of North Carolina. And basically everything just goes to basic rain as the storm system stays deflected to our south, and a northeast wind keeps the atmosphere chilly here with high pressure in control, but still nearly seasonable temperatures by Saturday afternoon as this low then migrates off the mid-Atlantic coast states and stays away primarily from the region. Then high pressure begins to build in from the south. A few disturbances across the north here. A frontal system approaching on Saturday night. Another frontal system approaching with a short wave on Monday morning. This could present some light snow across the northern tier of the forecast region, the Hudson Valley, interior Connecticut, northwestern New Jersey, and the Poconos before this heads out, changing to a little bit of light rain in the New York City metro area as well during the afternoon on Monday as the sun really starts to come out a little bit. Here's high pressure building back into the forecast region. And then by late in the week, this is where the models diverge. A little bit of northern stream energy, perhaps some light snow developing on the northern edge of this during Wednesday afternoon, and then transitioning over to rain as the main system carving out from the southeastern states gets off the Carolina coast. And we begin to warm up, but notice how the atmosphere remains cold on the northeast sector of the side of the system, and snow could break out across the coastal regions of New Jersey down through the Delmarva region on Thursday. This is very early yet, but it's showing a westward trend, and if there is a connection between the two streams, another storm could be in the making here, but we just think that everything is going to continue to be rather progressive, but still the chance lies in the forecast. And you think by now that I'd be better from this cold after several weeks and on medication, but apparently that is not the case. This is basically why we're not going to warm up. This is the 500 millibar 8 to 10 day pattern mean of the average heights across North America and the poles here. The European model, GFS model, and Canadian model. This was yesterday morning. Notice the ridging here across the western states. Polar vortex in southeastern Canada and Nova Scotia area, and then Look what the model did last night. It continues to pinch off. Look at the ridging that's building here off the west coast. Just incredible amount of warming going on in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere across southwestern Canada, all of western United States. And that means that a pinching off of part of the polar vortex is going to drive south and keep a mean trough axis here with colder weather. And then again, any systems here that undercut this in the southern stream potentially joining forces with the northern stream. If the timing is right, some of these disturbances could cause considerable amounts of precipitation, and some of that could still be in the form of wintry precipitation as well. But what you should be getting out of this is that we are not getting out of the icebox anytime soon. So that's it for today. We'll be back bright and early again on Friday morning, as I'm hoping that my cold gets better here for Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a good Thursday. We'll be back bright and early in video form on Friday morning.